Hello there, Sean from No Fluff here. I'm going to be talking about crowdsourcing, what it is and why you shouldn't do it. Why crowdsourcing will never be the answer if you want to create for yourself a sustainable, rewarding and profitable freelance design career. Now, some of you will be familiar with crowdsourcing, some of you less so. So I'm just going to talk about what design crowdsourcing is. Essentially what it is a competition. It takes a profession, a service industry, and it turns it into a commodity. So whereas design as it should be practiced is a consultative process whereby a designer will sit down with the client and the designer will get to know the client, will get to know the client's business, the client's customers, the market, the customer journey, the company's philosophy. Will get inside that company's DNA, and it will create design solutions that help that company connect with its target audience. Now, what crowdsourcing does, it turns all of that into a competition. So it turns design into a commodity. Now, this site here, 99 Designs, is one of the most popular, and so we'll just take this. You could take any of them really, but here you see they say about themselves: find out why we're the fastest growing design marketplace in the world. Well, I can tell you exactly why that is, because there are tens of thousands of young designers across the world who are desperate for work, and sites like 99 Designs exploit that desperation by creating competitions that are alluring to young designers with no work, because the prospect of landing salaried work is there for them to see. It's essentially like a carrot on a mile-long stick that you're never going to be able to reach. But let's just take a look, see what they're all about. So what we'll do is we'll go to logo design, because that's typically one of the most popular areas. Now, I'll just go to the top one here. Create the next logo for Slip Talk. Slip Talk is an online blog that will blah blah blah. But we'll go in and have a look at this project and just see what it looks like from the designer's perspective. Now, the way crowdsourcing works is it invites designers to submit work that meets a brief that is posted by customers of the crowdsourcing site. Now, the customers of the crowdsourcing site are people who run businesses ordinarily. So let's just say that I run this company, Slip Talk, this blog company. What I do is I write my brief, I tell the designers a little bit about my company, the field I'm in, description, none specified, useful, and then further requirements. And then you as the designer, that's all you've got to go on. You will submit your design and hope that it wins. There's not a great deal of chance that you're going to win, because as you can see here, 117 designers have submitted 257 designs. So that leaves you with a 1 in 117 chance that you are going to be the designer that wins this competition. Now, the winning design is this one here. I mean, it's nice enough, I guess, but so that person will win whatever it was, the $250, $350 for their work. You get the other 116 designers get nothing. So all that time they've invested in crafting these logos is going to go completely unpaid. But I mean, just as bad, I mean, you can see there's a whole range of stuff here. Just as bad, none of this stuff, is any good to these designers for their portfolios, because, this isn't design, this is artwork. I think, a lot of young designers, and established designers too, sometimes confuse the two. Design is about strategizing. It's about coming together with a client, understanding that client's company, as I mentioned earlier. Artworking is pretty pictures, essentially, which is what these are. And they couldn't be anything else, given the scanty brief and the lack of contact between the designer and the client. So these won't cut it for your portfolio if it's salaried work that you're hoping to gain by creating logos on crowdsourcing sites. If I'm a creative director, I'm not going to be interested in somebody who's wasted their time on crowdsourcing sites creating artwork in a vacuum. I want somebody who knows how to interact with clients, can understand clients' problems and how design solutions can solve those problems. I at least want somebody with an appreciation that that's what design is about. But you won't learn any of that on these crowdsourcing sites. Now we'll just go to another one of the more popular crowdsourcing sites. This one is Design Crowd. Now this one's interesting because it tells you exactly how many graphic designers are logged on or registered with it at any given time. You can see here it's 73,201 graphic designers chasing their own tails essentially, but chasing 103. This is an average of the number of designers who go for any given project. So there's 103 designers go for any given project. So on this site you've got 103 to 1 shot that you are going to get paid for your work. Now, as a way of finding business as a freelance designer, I just cannot think of a worse strategy. Even if you were to press a loaded semi-automatic pistol to my temple, I couldn't come up with anything that makes less sense than crowdsourcing as a way to build a freelance design career. You would have to pop my skull full of lead. Now, I'm not a designer. I write about design and I consult about the business of design. But if you want to hear first-hand stories from designers about why crowdsourcing is such a bad idea, then just tap in "crowdsourcing sucks" into your browser and you will find near the top a Facebook page of that name. Click on that, like it, and just read some of the stuff that's posted on here, because that will give you a very graphic insight into why crowdsourcing is such a bad idea. And also bookmark the No Fluff website, because we will be continually updating our blog with content relating to ways to promote yourself and build your freelancing design career without doing stuff like crowdsourcing. And there'll be tons of other stuff as well, both on our blog and in our guides, which we'll be creating a growing library of guides teaching you, about all aspects of being a freelance designer. So, but we wish you good luck with everything, and remember, don't crowdsource, not if you want a profitable, rewarding design career. Thanks for listening.